Good afternoon once again, and happy weekend to all. It's good to be back. It's Africa's Investment Network, as you all know, and it's been great. I hope you guys are doing great. This weekend, please have fun and make yourself happy. Life is beautiful, so try to always make yourself happy, despite what is happening around the world. Okay. Just today, I won't spend no time just for the concerning the Nigeria elections. Something has been happening. I know B has filed his petition, okay, against the INEC, against APC, against Bola Tinubu, and we're hoping for the best. So all the obedient, we should not give in, we should not give up. We know that we are right on time and everything is going to work out great, okay? So that is how it is. So we should not give in, we should not give up. That is how it is. Okay, so yesterday Governor Sododo had a program, anniversary celebrating his 1 year in office, and he invited Basajo and some other dignitaries, and Toby was there. So I saw a video Obokri made that he never knew that Toby was so popular, But all the same, he begged for forgiveness. He said we should forgive, but it's okay. We if God can forgive us, so why not? We should definitely always forgive also, But I know that he knows that the truth of the nation is coming out. It will come out, and that's for sure. It's going to come out. Nobody can stop it. Nobody can deny it. That is the truth. Nobody can stop it. The truth must come out, and it's going to be out very soon. So he knows that. He knows that for sure. He knows that for sure. So all the same, it doesn't matter. So I will just do the video of how he said he never knew that Toby was so popular in his place, that he thought Toby was rigged the election. I will play the video, of what he said. Let me just play the video now, and let me play the video. Okay.
Well, several people have said that Bola Tinubu rigged the February 25, 2023 elections to emerge as the president-elect. But then I have said publicly that I also feel that Peter Obi actually did some rigging by himself, because when I look at the figures that he posted from Anambra State, getting almost 97% of the vote, I felt that maybe there was some, would I say, shenanigans going on. And then he went on Arise Television. He responded to me in his interview. I think this was about a week ago, less than a week ago. And he said, look, he's surprised that he didn't even get 100% in Anambra because he's so popular. Well, I took that with a pinch of salt, but then today I've seen an event. It's still happening right now. It's the 1 year ceremony in office of 1 year anniversary in office for the incumbent governor, Governor Charles Soludo in Anambra is ongoing right now. And Peter Obi just walked into the room. And, the applause was like thunder. It was like thunder. So yeah, I can see how, because obviously he's more popular than the incumbent governor with what we're seeing. So yeah, maybe I might want to walk back what I said, about him getting. I can see that it's quite possible that he could have gotten 97% of the votes without rigging, because when I see that, you're gonna see it, after this conversation, you're gonna see it, and that is organic love, because everybody knows Peter Obi they give shishi. If you're Nigerian, you know what that means. That means he's very thrifty. I'm not gonna say he's stingy. Let me just say he's very thrifty. So I take back those words. I can see now that it's quite possible that Peter Obi could have gotten 97% of the votes without rigging. So I do apologize. I made that statement honestly, thinking that it wouldn't have been possible. But from what I've just seen, I think it's possible. Watch this video. Put your comments in the comment section.
Thank you. The former governor is coming.
is a master. Only one man against the
All
whole
right,
world
so
in large. Fighting.
that was his comment, his apology. Apology accepted. But we all know that the light of the day must come out, and we know that for sure things are changing, and the case is the courts, and things are changing. The truth will be unveiled, the truth will be revealed. We know that Obi won overwhelmingly, overwhelmingly. So that is the truth, and it was rigged. But this is a new. This we are going to set a pace in our country, a pace of is a new. It will be a new Nigeria. I use that word, in Nigeria. There will be no. There will be no. There will be a Nigeria of our own. A Nigeria for the people and of the people. In Nigeria, we know that that will produce that can stand for its people. That is what we are. That is what we are praying for. That is what this obedient movement. Obedient movement is not just by party. It's equity, justice, fairness. Good governance, good leadership. That's what we are praying for. Okay, and that is it. So many things have been happening. Protests. I mean, especially in Nigeria, pocket of protests anyway. I mean, as the Nasarawa, they are protesting. They are protesting in Abuja of. So many things happen in the election, but what they say, let's just pray that this thing will not repeat itself again. That is our prayer. We don't want to lose anybody. We want a country of oneness. This is xenophobia that has been promoted by these politicians, especially in Lagos State, is not too good. It's a disgrace that some people we think that are even learning by Yodonunga, Femi Kayode. All these people supporting such nonsense, just damn too bad, okay? And we pray for one Nigeria, and we are going to have it. We are going to, and the obedient movement. No one should get tired, okay? Let's stay on the course. Let's stay on the course. Let's stay on the course. We have it. We have a course we know to follow, and we will follow its suit, and we know that definitely nothing can stop us. Nothing can stop us, and nothing will stop us. And that is what we are doing. Nothing will stop us, okay? Nothing is going to stop us. Nothing will stop us. So I saw a video yesterday. I'm just going to play that. I don't really have much to say right now. I know that for sure. I heard that will be protests in Washington DC coming 3rd of April, okay? Right. So if you live in Washington DC, please prepare for it. The peaceful protest, we want our money to be heard. We want our vote to be heard. You have the voice of Nigeria to be heard. The mandate, the people's mandate, that's what we want, okay? So peaceful protest, live around, not just live around Washington, D.C. I mean, you have to come around, man. Let's make it count. And we have to make it count also in Geneva, Switzerland at the UN office. It's important we do that. To make them understand that this is not that those people in diaspora, they are watching, and we are part of we are committed to make sure we have a good Nigeria. Okay, so now I'm going to play the video. I saw a video of yesterday, an interview with Arise TV, to Conco and one other guy from APC. Okay, I'll just play the video right now. Then just watch, okay? Just watch. So please, as you watch, kindly follow our Facebook page and subscribe to our YouTube channel and share, make comments. It's important to share and make comments, okay? All right, guys, let's do this. Let's do this. All right. Okay, let's do this.
Legislative elections, and that the results will be uploaded in real time from the polling unit via the beavers. He did not do it. And he has acknowledged he did not. According to him, there were flaws. Now, the APC, before the election, warned all the non-APC members who were not going to vote for APC not to come out to vote. It is open. They won the non-indigens. As a matter of fact, they even invoked Oro Festival to make sure they frustrated everybody. It's on record. And then they were not heating up the polity. And after the election, and after the open robbery that took place, a man rose up. His name is Peter Obi, and said, let there be calm. I am going to take my grievances through the courts. It's on record. And then suddenly, some spin doctors are now saying he is the one who is overheating the polity. Is there no level to lies and hypocrisy? And they were the people that told him, if you don't like what is happening, go to court. And he went to court. And yet, he's the one overheating the polity. I want to tell you, the people that are overheating the polity, they are Professor Mahmoud Yakubu. They are APC, because right there in front of Nigerians, the APC presidential candidate made a reasonable statement. He said power is not served a la carte like breakfast. You have to fight for it at all costs. You have to grab it at all costs. You have to snatch it at all costs, and you have to run away with it at all costs. That is the treasonable felony. That is overheating the system. How many of them had petitioned the DSS to take him on that? And you know what? On the election day, they actually executed that his order to the latter. Women were brutalized. Non-indigens were brutalized. The security agencies were there.
That was during the governorship election. Now
And
we're
the
talking about the
presidential.
presidential. Now, in the presidential election, Dati Baba Ahmed is saying
Yes.
that it will be the end of democracy if Bola Ahmed Tinubu is sworn in as president on May 29. And the APC is crying foul. I mean, Keyamo had issued statements, including today, saying that, look, going ahead to make these statements are terrible. And what other plans does LP have? And they are saying that if you came third, why are you so sure that some of your prayers will be answered? He has written to the DSS. Yet we've also had what looks like incendiary comments coming from Femi Fani-Kayode and even Keyamo himself. How do you react to all of this, which a lot of Nigerians who voted for you, voted for Labour Party, PDP and APC are perplexed all about, that the politics just seems overheated?
First of all, I'm surprised that you're still taking those army of people seriously. Just go out and read their tweets. If you don't like what they are saying, just keep quiet. They will soon change.
How do you mean?
Oh, just go to the contradictory statements they make, even about themselves. I know of one of them that is telling you that if your father is Yoruba and your mother is Igbo, you are Igbo. And that person never raised any male child except through an Igbo woman. How do you listen to such people? Let me tell you, because I want to dive into what Baba Ahmed said. We are in court. And paragraph 20 of our petition says Bola Tinubu was at the time of election not qualified to be president. And the next one is that his election was invalid by reason of corrupt practices and non-compliance with Electoral Act 2022. And the last one was that he was not validly elected by the majority of the lawful votes cast at the election. Now, a man who has this position and is in court, what do you want him to say? Can he approbate and reprobate? He's simply telling you that in his own opinion, which he's entitled to by section 38, section 39 of the Nigerian Constitution, which gave him freedom of thought, freedom of expression, freedom of belief to express his thought the way he wants. And he was in the studio saying it, not in the forest with guns. He was not a rebel. He was simply expressing his thoughts. He has not told anybody to carry gun. He said, in my opinion, if you are not supposed to swear this person in, and that is why we're in court.
So why don't you allow the court process to be concluded before making some of these statements? Because that's what the other party is saying, that then you can't be in the court and be on the streets at the same time.
Then why did you invite him to tell him what is he going to court for? You are the one who invited him. You asked the question and he gave you the answer. So what do we say?
All right, I will ask you to just hold on because I've been
Thank
told
you.
that Nia Kinshidu of the APC is here with us, and
So-
we'll go on the short break, and when we come back, we'll have both gentlemen.
So guys,
here
let's
with us.
just watch it. As you watch it, kindly share the video.
Welcome back
All right,
from the break.
kindly share
You're
the
still
video
watching This
and
Week
follow
on the
and
Rise News,
make
and of course, we're
comments
still
and
talking
let's
about some of the top
let's
issues
stay on
between the governing All Progressives
Yeah.
Congress and the
All right,
Labour
guys.
Party. And of course, joining us now is a member
Let's
of the
watch.
APC Presidential Campaign Media Directorate, Nia Kinshidu, and of course, I still have with me here Kenneth Okonkwo, who is a lawyer, politician, and spokesman of the Labour Party Presidential Campaign Council too. Thank you so much, Nia, for joining us. Now, let's talk about this statement that you've been issuing, including the petition by Festus Keyamo, that the Labour Party is in court, and that some of the comments coming from some of its leaders, including the vice presidential candidate, is incendiary. And as a result of that, you think that the polity is being overheated, and that the calls for an interim government for Tinubu not to be sworn in are not supposed to be discussions at this moment.
If we start from that interim government thing, actually that's irresponsible as far as we are concerned. But going forward, other forms of interventions that are being made at the level of our directorate is just to call for moderation. Moderation and the fact that we have gone into an election. The election result had been made public. Our candidate, who is the president-elect, had even made overtures to the opposition, those who had lost, that he is willing to do a government of inclusivity. And of course,
It's a government of national competence.
Yes, that is include. It was initially that he was ready to do business with everybody. Then 2 or 3 days after he made that public announcement, opposition losers headed to the courts, you know. And after a while, he had to come out with a principled position to say, no, this is what, it is not as if he was pandering as a result of a blackmail. This is what he desires going forward, you know. And since then, we've been hearing, you've gone to court, you issue press statements, you grant interviews, and you keep virtually blackmailing anybody that was not with you. And we thought that is not appropriate.
But they said that they were taking the cue from what happened during the governorship election, especially in Lagos. The accusation is that Tinubu was quiet when all sorts of violence were happening and all of that, only for him to call for people to remain calm after the elections had happened.
What
and the
sorts of
APC had
violence
won.
did we record in Anambra during the presidential election? What manners of suppression of voters did we record in Enugu during the presidential election? And even during the gubernatorial election, this thing is not about seeking fault. For us, we've been in government, and we have seen how government runs. And the important thing for us is to have a peaceful atmosphere, and we believe in the judiciary. People said they were going to seek justice in the court. Please, go seek justice in the court. And I am even saying that INEC had done innovation, had introduced innovation, upscaled their technology that had even made seeking justice at the level of the courts and tribunal much easier, you know, through the beavers and the high rev. So when you have all these things in place, it's not like before. If you were in Nigeria, 1999, 2003, 2007, 2011, when you could get ballot papers, thumbprint them, stuff them into a ballot box, and they'll be counted without anybody being accountable for it.
All right.
Now, the case is different now. So when it is different, why don't we allow for the judicial process to end, you know, to be concluded, and then we know who exactly is at fault here.
Okay, so is there no room for reconciliation among all political leaders to allow the judicial process to prevail? What do you make, Kenneth Okonkwo, about these allegations of incitement by Festus Keyamo? Because I'm seeing a statement written by them. He says, on many occasions after the declaration of Tinubu as the winner of the election, his public speeches and utterances have centered on reconciliation, forgiveness, and a greater vision of Nigeria. Do you believe that statement?
The statement is flat lie. And I'm sorry to say, just like Nii has just made his well-known bombastic lies. He said Enugu, he said Anambra. He didn't mention one example. MC Oluomo told anybody who does not want to vote for APC not to come near the polling unit. And he fulfilled the threat. In Lagos, a lady was blinded and she still went back to vote. presidential
She was
election.
hit. She's not fully blinded,
Good,
actually.
fully. And still went back to vote. Lagos. And the Igbos we are told not to come out in Lagos openly. It is there. Let him cite one. I'm from Enugu. I voted in Enugu. Let him cite one or two specific incidents. Time has gone for all those, throwing up statistics that are non-existent. And now, I told you, after the election, you know what Bola Tinubu said? The Igbos came to Lagos when they were 12 years, and now they are not voting for us. This is supposed to be conciliatory. I said if there is anybody that should be taken to the DSS, the person is Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And I told you before he came, that he came out openly to tell his followers, power is not served a la carte. Then what is democracy? If power is not served a la carte, the whole idea of democracy is peaceful transition of power from one person to the other. And you're telling your people, fight for it at all costs, grab it at all costs, snatch it at all costs.
But that statement was made as early as last year. Before the presidential election during the Chatham House statement. When Bola Tinubu made that statement, a lot of people expected that the security services will also caution him on that statement. But that didn't happen. So why did you rush to the DSS without quoting Tinubu's statement?
It's more than 20 years old. That power is not served a la carte is the motivational speech. The content of the motivational speech that Bola Tinubu usually presents to his followers, when especially they are going into election, and the whole idea is to galvanize people and to mobilize the supporters to say that if you have to get this power, you must reach out. You must overextend yourself. It is not about sleeping in the house.
Does it include taking up arms or stopping people from voting or voter suppression?
I'm saying the first time I heard this particular statement from him was in 2002 when he was preparing for 2003 election. And it was to his supporters to say power is not served a la carte, is that you do not sit back in a democracy and fight for power to be delivered unto you. That is just the meaning of it. But you see, when people have their own consciousness of lying, of twisting issues, that is what you get. For every statement you make, people with such kind of vile consciousness tend to twist this thing.
But it says some of your party leaders are also doing that. Like people like Femi Fani-Kayode on Twitter, going very personal, going very tribal, including people like Festus Keyamo, including people like Bayo Onanuga and all of that. Shouldn't Bola Ahmed Tinubu be cautioning his spokesman through?
Every issue that had been at the front burners, our spokesperson at issue releases. And to that release, you can hold them for it. It's not just about bystanders' comments or pedestrian comments. You have read Festus Keyamo's release now. You can, of course, rationalize and analyze contextually what he meant by what he's saying. So when you have heard somebody saying something, power is not served a la carte. That every follower of Tinubu had imbibed and internalized since 2003 and 2002, and it's now becoming an issue in 2023, by opposition that have lost power, lost election.
He's saying that you have lost elections.
He's talking about somebody lying in Enugu. While he's talking about one woman that was hit in Lagos. Yes. Okay, all right. But we also know a particular man was pursued out of the polling units
for wanting to vote the
yes,
APC.
Let me give the example. A particular man. I do not know. It's there in the social media.
All right. I cannot concur. Let's come back to you and the Labour Party. Now, your vice presidential candidate is saying that Tinubu should not be sworn in on May 29, or it will be the end of democracy. If he's not sworn in, there's no vacuum in power. What will happen, after May 29?
Good. Thank you very much. And let me tell you who lost. Because P2B did not only win, he humiliated them.
Well, according to our next figures, he came third.
Hold on, he was the only person that made 25% in the whole 6 geopolitical zones, including the FCT. He won him in his principal's home state, won him in the national chairman of APC state. He won him in the DG of APC state. He won him everywhere. And you what? Even in FCT. His
Which is the
principal
controversial
couldn't make 25%.
aspect.
So what I'm telling you is that he not only won them, he humiliated them.
But according to INEC figures, he came third. Now, you're saying
Thank
that...
you for saying according to INEC figures.
Yes. Now, what I'm interested in is finding out what should happen after... On May 29, I mean, not even after May 29.
Let us go to what Baba Ahmed said. Let us say what Baba Ahmed said.
Some people...
Baba Ahmed
said... Just hold on.
I have the floor.
Let's hear from him quickly as we try to round off the conversation.
Like I told you, the paragraph 20 of our petition. Good. We are in court. Baba Ahmed was called. Why are you in court? He said, we have a petition. And this is our ground. If you don't believe in your ground, why are you going to court? If I believe
but
that...
in that same interview, he said he didn't believe in the judicial process. Now, what should happen after May 29?
No, he did not say so. I have my doubts about the judicial process. That was what he was saying. No, he said it that if the Supreme Court gives judgment, he will accept. But that does not mean...
Yeah, but he also said that this same Supreme Court made somebody who came forth as the governor of Imo State. And as such, the Supreme Court seems to be losing grasp of the people's will.
Are you aware of the Zamfara judgment that declared the whole APC votes wasted votes and made people to come first overnight? That's what we're saying. That the votes that his principal had are wasted votes. Because at the time of election, he was not qualified. And let me break it down.
The court
no,
just
that's what I'm saying. Let me break it down.
Very quickly as we round off this
He was not qualified because he chose to nominate a vice presidential candidate who, at the time he nominated him as vice presidential candidate, was having the nomination of Boronu North Senatorial.
The PDP went to court on that, and just on Friday, that case was dismissed.
You would allow me to finish. Which Friday? We're talking about double. Friday. We're talking about double nomination, and they couldn't have gone to that case because we're talking about tribunal. And let me tell you, Section 35 of the Electoral Act is very clear. A double nomination makes the nomination void. And that means the candidacy of his principal is void. Again, the candidate did not win 25% in the FCT. And he said you cannot declare him if he did not win. And then again, in the process of election, as brief as I can be,
very quickly, so that he will respond.
Having wasted votes, we are no longer third, we are first. We won in Rivers, we won in Taraba, we won in by our own petition, which we believe in.
Okay, so now,
Tinubu is not the president-elect. That is why.
So who is the president-elect? Who is the president-elect?
If you ask me, I will tell you the president-elect by our petition.
These people are suffering from delusion.
Okay, now they are saying that President-elect Bola Ahmed Tinubu should not be sworn in on May 29. What should happen on that day? Yes. I mean, Dirty Baba Ahmed said so. So what do we do on that day?
He said if he's sworn in, if he's sworn in a constitutional government.
It is part of the delusion that they are suffering from. I am praying that they should quickly go get the attention of a psychiatrist. Seriously.
Is that not so hard on them? I mean, because they are raising constitutional matters.
I am here. Who is talking more coherently?
Please, now, is it not also obvious that there is a problem with their fixation on reality if they cannot accept the fact that they didn't even have up to 25% in up to 18 states?
According to the declaration of INEC.
You know, well, I don't know if Labour Party has INEC now.
Well, they are claiming that based on their own tabulation, they had more than Atiku and Tinubu.
Based on our own tabulation, based on INEC's tabulation, we have more than 25% in more than 30 states of the federation.
Except the FCT. What of that of the FCT that you're talking about?
FCC is just another state. It is just another state by the
Constitution.
The FCT, by the constitutional definition of it, is not bigger, stronger, and more important than any other state in Nigeria.
All right, gentlemen, I'm afraid we just have to start rounding off very quickly. Okay. I will give you 30 seconds each to round off before we go.
Now, the Constitution is very clear. Before you are declared the winner, you have to have the majority vote and 25% in at least 2/3 of the states and the FCT. The words of the Constitution is very clear. FCT is not a state in Nigeria.
Well, there's a Supreme Court judgment. to
No,
that
he
effect.
said in section 299, he said in interpreting the Constitution,
30 minutes,
in interpreting the Constitution, the FCT should be treated as a state.
if
But
it
let me
is
tell you,
a state.
in section 299, he said the president of Nigeria is the governor.
Yes.
Good. Is there any governor that will be declared governor in his state without winning 2/3 of the 25% in 2/3 of the local government? And then you're telling the governor of FCT that is not supposed to have 25%. Where did you get that from? The Constitution is very clear. If you're a citizen of FCT, you want to be discriminated against. No, the person that should be your governor should have 25% of your consent before being your governor.
Well, these are issues that are left
So
for the
without
court. So your own 30
25%,
seconds, your own
and it
30
has been
seconds
decided
before
by
you go.
Supreme Court.
Kenneth Okonkwo, let's just have
In the case
give
of
him
Buhari,
very quickly as to allow you
It is
to
simple.
go. Yeah.
It is simple. The FCT, from the day it was created, we had always in common parlance referred to it as Nigeria's 36 states and the FCT. From the day it had been
you have
And
to
that, the and now is the
Yes.
question. That's where the argument lies.
The hand is 24 states and one
the hand,
FCT.
Just hold on.
The hand principally created a condition to it, so that because as at that time it was not enjoying the favor of being a full-fledged state. So therefore, if you are doing something across states, you will have to consider it as part of the 36
Okay, so but with the new Supreme Court judgment, you are saying that it's now a state.
It should be treated as a state, not as a super state.
Well,
The
these
FCT
are some
is
of
not
the
a super
issues
state.
that, we dominate the Presidential Election Petitions Tribunal. I've been trying to avoid going into those issues so that we don't go into the legal grounds. But of course, gentlemen,
I am not a lawyer. It's the lawyer.
You're a lawyer, you understand some of the issues. But our own appeal as journalists is for you to ensure that the rhetoric that's going out there doesn't lead to violence. Of course, there can't be vacuum in power. So by May 29th, something must happen. Left for the courts and then for the authorities to decide. But we must thank you so much, gentlemen.
That is why you just have to advise them, APC.
We must thank you, gentlemen, for coming.
Nigeria will celebrate
All right,
the inauguration of Bola Ahmed
Me,
Tinubu.
Akinsuju, is a member of the Media Campaign Directorate of the APC Presidential Campaign Council. And Kenneth Okonkwo is the spokesman of...
Wow. I leave you like that. I leave you like that, okay? The truth is that the fight is on, and those in diaspora don't give up. We are fighting for our country, our dear country, Nigeria, okay? So let's make it happen. Those who watch the DC, April 3rd, come out and let's make a protest there. And all around, we are going to make a peaceful protest around. The voice of the people must be heard, okay? So you please, let's promote unity, love, and oneness. No xenophobia, nothing. So we are all one Nigeria, and the other day we pray and we follow to make sure we have Nigeria we can call our own. Nigeria for all. Nigeria for the East, for the West, for the North, for the South, for the Fulani, for the Yoruba, for the Asians, for the Asans, for the Igbos, for the Yorubas, for all. That's what we are praying for. A country of equity, oneness, and unity. All right, so no xenophobia, no ethnicity, no bigot, no religious bigot, no ethnic bigot, nothing like that. Okay, no bigotry, nothing like that. Let's just make sure we believe in one country to make sure we make things right. Okay, and for now, I'll call it a day. Please kindly share the video, make comment, and let's make it happen. All right. And follow us on our Facebook page, our Twitter, and our YouTube channel, and support our YouTube channel. Right now, I'm at about 4 or 5 channels right now. Okay, so all right, guys, I'll be coming every now and then as we get up for more. Okay, obedience. Let's make it happen. God bless you. God bless Nigeria. Thank you so much.